On the Gridiron, presented to you by Lone Star Steakhouse and Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.
All right, everybody, hot today, and welcome to the KUAM studios. Andy Wheeler, Dave Delgado, Ken St. Nicholas, and I'm Jason Salas, proud to be your host for the last regular season installment of KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems, and proud to be the only member of our panel here with a full head of hair. Gentlemen, we got some pretty good games. And now that I'm the least popular one on our panel, we'll start with you, Andy. The Vikings are taking on the Packers. The Packers, speaking of angry, those guys are going to play with a chip on their shoulder this week because they have not played well lately.
Yeah, they haven't. And this one is for the division. They both secured a playoff spot, but this is for the seeding and obviously that one home game. So these guys, the division rivals, it's going to be a good one. I think that, like you said, Green Bay, they're going to come out. They're going to play angry. Aaron Rodgers, Eddie Lacy going to have good weeks. Of course, it's not going to be a blowout either way. I can see Minnesota taking this one easy, but it is in Lambeau, so I'm going to go with the Packers.
Now, Dave, we've talked about Teddy Bridgewater playing better and better every single week, but let's talk about Eddie Lacy for the Packers. You're a running back. Running backs tend to, they'll have really good weeks and, they can have, ups and downs and everything like that. What has been the deal with him this season?
Well, I just think that, a lot of talk in the media about his weight, just mentally as a running back, you need to be there mentally. I think he's going to have a big game. It's at the end of the season where you're going to rely on your running game. The weather's going to play a factor. I think they pound the ball. I think he gets 20-plus carries, and he has a pretty good game for the Packers, and the Packers winning at home.
All right, Ken. Well, these are division rivals. They're both used to cold weather, probably Minnesota a little bit more so, based on where they are in the country. How did our online community split this? Because this is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, this is a tough game to pick. 66% of people playing at home picked Green Bay. But, it's going to be a close game, and I think, you only have 1 week left in the season. So for the sake of playing the Pick'ems game, you might want to go with Minnesota. So.
Right, if you go with the safe picks and everybody gets them, then you don't really move up in the standings.
Yeah. And it is like a really easy thing to do to say, oh, okay, we'll pick the home team because the Packers and Lambeau's a hard place to play. But there's something to be said about those rivalry games. Something can always happen.
Of course, yeah, we've seen it. I mean,
Chicago beat them this year.
Yeah, and I mean, you look at last week, the Ravens beating the Steelers. I mean, those rivalry games, division rivalries, anything can happen. Adrian Peterson is going to have a good game. He's going to rush for way over 100, but I still think that the Packers will get it done.
All right, guys. In the AFC, it is the Chargers, possibly for the last time representing the fine city of San Diego, going up to Mile High, Andy, and taking on the Broncos. Brock Osweiler, talk about a guy who's playing at a high level.
Yeah, he is, man. Last week, his first half was pretty terrible, just lackadaisical, but then he came out and he sparked that whole team defensively and offensively. They just got behind that. He came out on fire. So I think, obviously Denver trying to secure their seed in the playoffs. San Diego wants to play spoiler. But the way Denver is playing, that defense, they're going to come out on fire, and they're going to get to Phillip Rivers a lot.
Mm-hmm. What do you see, Dave? Because that defense is stout.
Yeah, I see. Well, with the lack of the running game from the Chargers, I see Denver mixing it up, bringing the blitzes. I'm sure they're going to probably blitz the corners. Safeties are going to come up. I think they're just going to keep Rivers flustered and keep him on his toes, and they're going to come up with at least 5 sacks, I think.
Well, 5 is an interesting number, Ken, because what is the split between these two teams?
Well, 95% have chosen the Broncos, the other 5% going with the Chargers.
Wow.
With the other game, I was saying you might want to bet against the grain and, hopefully get an upset.
Right.
But sometimes you just got to go with the flow of the stream and go with the Broncos.
Yeah, you don't want to drop anymore. I don't want to drop anymore.
Yeah.
It's a tough game for San Diego. So.
All right, speaking of tough games, we have one more game that you're going to want to check out live right here on KUAM TV. It is the Jets, who played amazing last week, and they're going into the Bills. You can never really bet against Rex Ryan, Andy.
No.
But what have you got in this game?
The way that Fitzpatrick, Brandon Marshall, and Eric Decker are playing this latter part of the season, I think they've won, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, something like that. I think they're going to go into Buffalo, and they really want that, I think, 6th seed in the AFC playoffs. So they're going to go into Buffalo, and they're going to play well. Fitzpatrick's going to have a good game. Ivory is also going to run really well, and I think the Jets are going to get the win.
Dave, let's talk about another running back, LaShawn McCoy. Shady has not really had the season that he's used to having when he was in Philly last season. How do you think he's going to end this regular season?
Well, that offense is not dedicated to that style of running. I don't think he's going to have a big game. I just think there's more riding with the Jets, only because they're facing their former coach. And, Rex Ryan, coming from New York. I just think that the Jets players want to, give them that loss and kind of show them, hey, you should have stayed. So I got the Jets winning that one.
Ken, this is, of course, the Battle of the Empire State, and it's the guys from the city going upstate to take on the guys that are a little bit more closer to Niagara Falls. So what have you got in this game?
75% going with the Jets. So
wow. So not much to say about home field advantage there.
No, not really. In a divisional game like this, and the way the Jets have been playing, I think they got it.
Yeah, well, the season is winding down, but still, you can make your picks. Really, really good games across the board. So make sure to join us on KUAM Pigskin Pick'ems. Guys, it has been fun all season long, but we have a lot more coming in the playoffs, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited.
All right, guys, final thoughts. We'll go around. Andy, what did you think about this season?
What a great season. You see the way Carolina came out, the way Kansas City's playing, Carson Palmer having an MVP season, as well as Cam Newton. It's just been a great, great season of football. I hate to see it come to an end, but playoffs is going to be exciting.
All right, Dave, what about you?
Yeah, I'm looking for Carolina to at least maybe hopefully make it to the Super Bowl. It'd be nice to see them get there. Cam Newton's really matured a lot as a quarterback, so defensively, their defense complements the offense, so I want to see Carolina do good.
Ken, the last word is yours.
It's an interesting season. Carolina doing remarkably well this season. 49ers not doing as well as they have in the past. So, a lot of changes, and it's a surprise to see it all come to an end now.
Right.
We're at week 17, so. Yeah.
All right, thanks so much, everybody. Good luck this week. Some teams getting ready for the playoffs, other teams checking out the draft. We'll see you next week.
On the Gridiron, presented to you by Lone Star Steakhouse and Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL.